Daniel, 3-0 wins in a row now. What's been the feeling around the club this week?
Yes, obviously after successful games and also really good performances, always you start in a good mood. Was also beneficial because we had a bit more time between the games. We allowed the players in the beginning of the week to have 2 days off, but then we started also in a concentrated and focused manner to prepare for the next games, and obviously we do this in a good mood and also with confidence.
And two of those games have been wins away from home. We know the away form hasn't been quite as good. Going back to when you last faced Preston on Boxing Day and then that West Brom defeat on the 29th, what do you think the team's learned since those two away defeats to where they are now?
I wouldn't overinterpret it too much. It's a championship, and when you play all 3 days, it's quite normal when you have then such a tight schedule and not all the things go into your favor. You can lose on this level games and also sometimes perhaps a draw, but you can also lose games. So when decisive moments in the games go against you, like for example at Preston, we had to play an underload more or less for the whole second half. We're able to equalize the game, went for the winner, although we played an underload. Yeah, and sometimes it all comes together, and in the 90th minute they put a wonder strike into the top corner. So then you lose the game. Or against West Brom, you should have had 2 penalties before they were even the first time in our half. You don't get the penalties, and they were able to score out of their more or less only chance in the game. It's a good side, a really good defending side, second best together with us in the league. You can lose such games. So for that, it's not so much unexpected that we didn't know, but you have to make sure that for each and every game on this level, you're always on it. You play without mistakes. You're focused. You don't allow the opponent to play in overload, because you give the referee decision to make. This is something what especially my younger lads have to learn out of this, but no major messages or lessons.
Undefeated at Ellen Road this season. What are you expecting from Preston at home this Sunday? So
with a brave side, I expect that they want to be the first to travel away with 3 points from Ellen Road, and we have to make sure that this won't happen. So we know that we are in a really good shape, especially in the home games. Consistency in the results, consistency in the performances. But sadly, it's also never a guarantee that also next game is successful. So we have to be on it again from the first moment. We know that. Each and every home win, in the end it was sometimes impressive with many goals, but it always starts with putting a shift in and being clinical in order to use the chances. Otherwise it could also be difficult, and for that we have to be on it from the first moment.
And we've seen Jed Spence and Luke Ayling both leave the club now. Is full-back an area you'd be looking to strengthen ideally?
Yes, I've mentioned. So I like to be really open and transparent in the summer to speak about what we need to sign. January is always a bit complicated because yes, the players who are currently playing, they are more or less not available, or you have to spend crazy money, and we don't have the chance to do this, not because we're not ambitious, but also due to the financial rules that we have to accept, and for that it's always a bit tricky. And to sign a player in January without having a pre-season, without having friendlies, for example, and he has not played 6 months, then it's also sometimes difficult that this player improves us. So the January market is always tricky. For that, I'm always careful to speak too much about, okay, we need a player on this and that position. Obviously, the group before this window was not too big, and we have given 2 defensive-minded players away with Luke Ayling, with Jed Spence. We have also the topic with Charlie Cresswell, which will be decided within the next 2 weeks. So overall, it's definitely the case that we are not too big in numbers in our defensive positions, and we are fully aware of this. But we will just speak about business once business is done.
Thank you.
Thanks. Is it a concern then, Daniel, that nothing's happened incoming so far?
Not a concern, no.
Not at all? Does that mean that things are in hand, that you're confident things will happen in the next week or so?
No, not a concern. Just because we have a quality group, and we know at the moment we could definitely do also with some additions in the more defensive position. We spoke about the positions that have left us, or where we have a topic due to injuries, for example, as well. But I'm not too concerned, because also in the last weeks it was then also the chance for some other players to step up who were perhaps not that much involved in the beginning of the season, like Junior Firpo, for example. And I think you see him growing more or less from game to game, or Ilya Gruev, who was fantastic in the last 2 games. So we have also options in order to deal with the situation. But I won't lie. So I know that a few additions, especially in the defensive position, would be beneficial. But we won't panic and just do some business out of a panic reason with crazy money or something like this. It has to make sense for us on the short, but also on the mid and long term. And we're working a lot in order to make perhaps something happen in the background. But if not, then we go with what we've got. And I trust my group, and we've also proven last games, especially in January so far, that we are, even under these circumstances, are competitive. Yeah. So for that, we won't fall asleep, and we are on it. But it's not a major concern. No.
Okay, so if nothing was to happen, and we know for lots of reasons sometimes it doesn't, Daniel, is it reasonable to expect that this group of players, as they are now, would still be able to push for automatic promotion? Because you know what this campaign is like.
Well, we are in a good position at the moment, and we didn't win this in the lottery. We won it with really good development over the whole season. And if you are sitting in such a good position, you also can keep going with this. And it's not like we have lost one of our key players in the offense with many goals, or perhaps of one of the regular starters in the defense, like Joe Roden or Archie Gray, who has played many games. So for that, we are capable to deliver performances, also with consistency, if it's then enough to fight for the top positions in this league. Yes, we will see, but at the moment, we are concentrated on trying to create the best possible squad for the upcoming month, and for that we work on it, and then we keep going once this January window is over and we see what we got.
Some really good news this week. Archie Gray looks like he's committing his future to the club for a good while now. Daniel, how have you improved his game, or what have you done to improve his game?
First of all, I trusted him to play. That's, I think, the most important topic for a young player, because in this business, we all clubs speak about the youth as our future, and we trust them, but quite often it means then, someone in 7, 8, 9 or 10 years you get the chance. So the most important thing is also to bring players in important games when it's about everything, and league games. It's all or nothing. It's about everything. To trust them and to bring them on the pitch, and sometimes to leave even experienced players out. So this is what we've done with him, but it's not credit to myself or my coaching staff. All the credit goes to Archie and his development, because obviously I love to work with players, and I love to work especially with young players, and I know I've got the reputation also of being many young players through, but all we can do is work with them on their positioning, on their passing skills, on their habits, on their defensive behavior, on their individual behavior in the offense and the defense. It depends a bit on the position, but what we can do is just to bring them close to the door, and also to back them and to trust them, and then it's totally up to the player to step through the door. And this development is not like I have to be praised for this. It's just Archie Gray and also his family, who gave them his values and were there for him on youth level. They have to be praised, because you see him growing each and every day, and he has such a humble and focused and professional work ethic. This is crucial in order to make the next steps, and he's still the first guy who picks up the cones and the goals after training and is humble and knows exactly about his position. He's still a young lad and not like experienced like our leaders in the dressing room. So I love this mentality, and all the praise goes to Archie. It's a joy to work with this young lad each and every day, but I will also keep on and holding the pressure high on him in order to improve him, because he still has to learn a lot. And then before we speak then one day hopefully about the finished end product, but he's on a terrific path.
And finally for me, team news, Daniel, anybody that's been injured due back this weekend, or has anybody else fallen by the wayside?
Yes, some mixed news, I would say. So definitely good news with Sam Byram, because he is right now in a full training week, beneficial for him. So he's then also fully available for the next game. Good news with Liam Cooper. He's back in team training since 2 sessions. Also a topic for the game on Sunday. We'll have to see if it's really enough for 90 minutes, but it's good that he's back in training, and we have one more defensive option back in training. Bit progress with Pascal Stroik, but he's not back in team training yet, so I don't expect him to be involved during the upcoming week. So he's definitely out for Sunday, and I don't expect him to return then on Wednesday or Saturday. So he will be out for a bit longer. Really, Nonto is sadly a major doubt. He has some problems with his hip flexor. And was not able to train in the last days, or just parts of team training. I think I would label it really like a major doubt if he makes it into the match day squad or not. Mm-hmm.
Great. Hey Daniel, I know that you want to win every game, but would it be a matter of pride for you and your staff and the players to ensure that nobody does the double over you this season?
Yes, definitely.
And you came in a hectic summer, so I imagine all your focus had to go on the first team, and first team matters. Are you now aware of who's coming through behind Archie Gray, and when players might be ready to start looking at them for the first team?
Yes, we always have also an eye on what happens on our youth level, and we are also like close connected with all the youth coaches. For me, not in the everyday work, not possible to talk to them with each and every day, but also my assistant coaches are a lot in touch, and we have an eye on it. To be honest, during January it's even a bit tricky, because you have to be concentrated on what's happened on the market. I think a bit more focus will be then from the beginning of February, especially on these topics and contents, also regarding perhaps who could be involved for next pre-season, for example, or also perhaps even in the next months in a few training sessions, or perhaps even if they develop in a proper way in the game day squads. But at the moment, the January is a bit too busy. Also, like in terms of you have to be aware of the market instead of that you say, okay, the focus is just on youth level. It will be a bit more once this window is closed.
Hi Daniel. I think Sam Byram has played more this year than many of us would have expected because of his past history with injuries. When he went off at Birmingham, that was the third time he'd limped off in 7 weeks. So have you and Rob thought about how you might manage him a little bit differently? I think you've done a very good job, but do you think you might manage it a bit differently with the way he's trending at the moment?
Yes, first of all, you have to say that we were pretty happy with his development, and no one would have predicted this, and it was perfect to sign him. But I got the same feeling. So the last weeks were a bit also unlucky in a way, due to the situation that we needed to force him perhaps after injury a bit too quick back on the pitch, and we had also pretty busy schedule. So for that we try to be even a bit more careful during training. For example, we had also one training day this week when he just trained individually due to just more like, okay, we are aware that he is a bit special also due to his injury CV, and also the feeling that we don't want to rush him too early back into the starting lineup, so that he has to handle many minutes. So for that it was quite good, or it is quite good that we have also on his position a few other players back available, like Junior Firpo, who is growing more and more, and like I mentioned, it's good for Sam to have a full training week right now with a team without having a game, so to build again this resilience of his body in order to hopefully go back to the behavior that he has shown also in the first month of the season when he was able to handle the load, even 2 or 3 games in a week. I think we have to be a bit more careful with him. Yes.
You weren't shy in talking about Liam Miller in the last Preston game and how Archie did with him. How do you approach that matchup specifically going into the Sunday to ensure that the same doesn't happen again?
Yes, he's a good player, and for that it's never easy to defend him. But if it's Archie or one of our other fullback options, so they've all delivered against top class players. Also, many good performances. When I speak especially about Archie, I have to say he has always delivered and never disappointed me when he was recreated and ready for a game, even against the best wingers in this league. When I think about how he played against Ipswich, when I think about how he played away at Leicester Mavididi, so he controlled him and kept him totally quiet. There were perhaps 2 or 3 games when he was struggling a little bit during the season, and when you watch back, it was always after a very busy schedule for him. For example, at Preston, quick turnaround after the Spotlight game, Ipswich, just 2 days between the games, and also the way Archie plays, always with lots of intensity. He covers together with Ilya Gruev always the highest distance in our team. Lots of high speed running. There were 1 or 2 other games. Stoke was another game when he was also just there with 2 days between the games, and especially I think there was a Norwich game when he came back out of international break, just 1 day back in training, had to play 3 games during this period. So sometimes we must not forget that he's still a 17-year-old guy who adapts to play on this level with this physicality. He's doing really well, but the good thing is we had a normal week right now. All my players are really focused on this game, are recovered, recreated, and for that I'm not concerned at all.
Hi Daniel. When a loan goes as well as Joe Rodon's is going, how much temptation is there to explore the possibility of that becoming permanent, and how much is that part of discussions at the moment, because clubs and recruitment departments always plan ahead and plan for the future?
Yes, behind the scenes we are working. There is no doubt about this, that we are more than happy with Joe, with his performances, also with his developing is great. You also see him growing into this club more and more into a leader role, and when you see him in his everyday work, you really see how much it means to him also to wear this white shirt and defend this white shirt in the games, and I think he is just happy to be here, happy to be an important part, and for that obviously he was crucial also to our really good performances and also our development during the season, and for that we are more than happy, and obviously we would like him also to stay for a bit longer, but at the moment it's not an urgent topic, because he will stay with us till the end of the season. That's the most important thing. The next 12 days we have a few other things also to concentrate on, and then it's more like we can then also to concentrate to plan a bit ahead of the summer, and obviously Joe is in our plans, that's definitely for sure, but he's not our player yet, so we also a bit depending on what the other parties think about this topic, but we'll definitely try also behind the scenes to do our stuff, and obviously you know how much I like and also how much I value Joe and also his importance for us as a team.
Dave's going to do his questions under embargo if we can just put cameras off, if that's all right.